Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Rose. I'm here again with the Alice in Wonderland journal that I started in my last video. The last video we just got the cover covered and set up and ready to go, and I have done a few bits since then. I have added a doily and an image and some tiny little playing cards and some ribbon. I also found this ribbon that I'm going to use as a closure, which will be very pretty. So I'm going to attach that, I think, to the spine when I am sewing in the signatures. So that is that. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do with this, if I'm going to do anything with it. But we don't need to decide that straight away. And I have also set up my pages and added some lace to the edges. And I think that's pretty much all I've done. Oh, I've made a pocket here out of one of the pages, but that is all I have done. I have pulled out some bits and pieces from my stash that we can use in the journal. I went looking to print a page for the inside of the cover, and I realized that I hadn't actually printed all the kit in the first place, so I printed off the rest of that. So we have an extra 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actual pages to play with, and I did print out these postcards in a smaller size, so that we'll be able to use them in the journal, because my journal is smaller than a regular size journal. And we have some lovely small little pockets. Where are we? These teeny tiny pockets. Now the pockets actually appeared in the kit in larger sizes as well, but I downsized them and printed them, and they came out nearly the same size, if not exactly the same size. But I'm okay with that, because there are some different ones. Like this one is repeated, but I think that's the only one that's repeated. The rest of them are all different, so that's awesome. It'll give us a little bit of extra variety. So that's that. Now what I wanted to do, I want to actually, the first thing I'm going to do is, I think, cover the inside of the journal. Now before I do that, I am going to need to decide what I want to do with this. I think I am going to fold it over, because I have a ribbon tie to go on. I'm not going to be using this as a wraparound, I don't think, and it won't wrap around very nicely around the lace anyway. So let's get this trimmed off. I'm just going to leave enough just to wrap around, to fold over like the other side. Get this out of my way so I don't cut it. And I want about the same as the other side, so about that much, I think. Need my knife. Which may need a new blade, apparently. Of course, cutting on this glass mat blunts the blade very quickly, so yeah. I'll keep this scrap. We might be able to use that in the journal somewhere. So I'm going to snip these little corners here and here. Now this is going to fold over where the pocket is, but I will split that so that it doesn't interfere with the pocket. Yeah, I'm going to, the same as I did the last time, I'm going to glue these together. My glue is nearly gone in this bottle. Lasted a long time though, I have to say. So there's that. It's sitting down nicely. always use too much glue, don't we, guys? Yeah. Okay, just get a nice little crease in that. I leave it dry for a minute so that it doesn't move when I fold it over. And just one thing I wanted to point out, I have made the little holes here in the wrong place, as it turns out, so they're not actually noticeable at all on the front, because I have covered it with a doily underneath the piece of the kit page. But on this side they do show, so I'm going to we're going to be covering that anyway with this, so it actually won't matter. I was thinking I might have to put some lace down there, and I might put some lace down there anyway because it'll be pretty, but it's actually not necessary. I'm just going to trim this off while we're waiting for that to dry a little bit. Just going to trim the white pieces off. And I am going to get my cutting board for this because I really don't want to have to keep changing that blade on the knife. Okay, so that is that. Now this isn't coffee dyed, but I actually think that's okay. The rest of them are coffee dyed. It's going to be so pretty. Yeah. So I just need to figure out where I need to cut it here. There. Do I want to cut it there? Or do I want to take a chunk off of this side? Yeah, I'm going to cut it here, I think. Everybody say hello to my little smudge mudge who can't be without his mammy for 2 minutes. Yeah, that's perfect, and it'll actually slip down inside the pocket. It should slip down inside the pocket. Oh, that is the plan anyway. Come on. There we go. Almost perfect. Oh, there we go. It's just getting slightly caught at this side, but that is perfect. Okay, so let's get that stuck down. Actually, we'll get this stuck over first. Might have to lift that pocket. I don't think I can now. I think I've glued it too well. Yeah, it's glued a bit too well. That's okay. Not to worry. So we'll get this stuck down. I'm going to get rid of this. Cutting board is very dirty. Not that my glass mat is much cleaner at the moment anyway. Okay. Just going to make sure that I get a nice turn here. Press it down. I'm going to take this piece out of here because that will come in handy, I'm sure. Now I'm going to slice this where the pocket is so that I can press it down nicely. Without it interfering with the pocket. There we go. As always, my lovely bone folder is over there in one of my cups, and I just couldn't be bothered getting it out. I mean, it's literally arm's reach, and I just don't get it out. How ridiculous am I? Okay. That is that. This is still quite bumpy, and I'm not sure that I'm happy with it, but it does look nice and junky as well at the same time, so I don't know, we'll see how it fits when I am putting the journal together. Now I'm going to ink the edges of this just to take the white off. It's really not necessary to tea dye these pages, they're just quite vintagey as they are, but I tea dye everything because I often don't print on the back. So I tea dye them. I use a laser printer so I can tea dye them after they're printed. Which, you know, I haven't actually tried putting tea dye paper through my laser printer. And I'll tell you why, because it seems to be quite finicky. If there's even the slightest bend in the corner of the paper, it doesn't want to take it, so I just haven't even tried it yet. I've had the printer for 2 years and I still haven't tried it. I really should. I often find that if you tea dye paper and it doesn't dry perfectly flat, particularly with the laser printers, because it uses heat, it can actually put creases into the paper, which, you know, isn't ideal. Particularly for printing, because you pull it apart, pull the crease apart, then you have a big white streak in your printer. So yes. Okay, now I wonder could that, it could actually work that way too. No, it couldn't because of the clubs. It has to go this way. Okay. Now I'm going to chop off a piece off the bottom of this so that it is just long enough, or maybe I should cut it off the top so that it is just long enough to slide under there, but I don't have to put it all the way to the edge. Yeah, it's going to come off the top. Mark that. I'm marking it on the white side this time, haha, clever. Up there thinking, Rose. That should be fine. I have a little leeway in the bottom anyway. Yeah, I should have done that before I inked everything. But that is the way of things. Give it another quick run. Doesn't take much. There we go. Now, as for glue to use on this, I would love to have something like Yes Paste that I could just scrape it on with a card. And I am going to buy some Yes Paste just to try it out. For some reason I have it in my head that it would be amazing to use it. But for now I'm going to continue with using this, and I'm just going to smear it around with my finger. Get it all the way around the edges first. And notice that I am not going as close to the paper as I would if I was just doing a small piece. I'm literally dropping the glue on so that it's not being spread as it's going on, because it will dry too quickly if I do it that way. And of course it runs out just when I'm trying to do this critical piece. Isn't that just typical? May have enough there. Let's give it a go. So I'm just going to smear it all the ways around the edges. And as always, we always have too much glue on our things, guys, always. Particularly if we're using wet glues like this, there's always going to be some seepage. So I'm going to assume that I have enough here. Unfortunately, it is drying in those lines that I don't like because I didn't get to it fast enough. Doesn't help that the bottle was running out either, I guess. I'm going to need a little more. I know I have other glue bottles there somewhere, but I don't want to take the time to go and get one. I want to get this down before it's dried. Okay, let's give it a go. Tucked under there. I actually managed to tear that, but it's okay because it is under the pocket. And I have opened the pocket a little bit there, but I can glue that back, that's okay. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to put down just a little bit of this paper just to protect the actual paper while I am smoothing it out. This is a great tip if you tend to tear your paper when you're smoothing it out like this. Just put some of the, it's like sticker paper underneath whatever you're using, and it just glides across it like that. Awesome. So I think that is pretty good. Yeah, it looks very smooth. Beautiful. Those lines didn't come through with the glue, which is what I was trying to avoid. That's going to be beautiful. Now I am not, I make this mistake so many times. Put it on, don't wait for the glue to dry, and then I fold it over and it just ruins it. So wait for your glue to dry when you've this done. But that will go there. Now again, I only have this elastic on just to keep my signature together so I can see what I'm doing. It won't, I'm not using an elastic binding for this. Yeah, so that'll look pretty. Awesome sauce. Now, do I want to put something across here? That might actually look really cool. It's like a continuation almost of the image. Almost. If I had actually cut it from the bottom, I could have done it as a continuation. But let's. And I have some ribbons. Not too wide. I know I have some glue as well. Maybe I'll put that away. Oh no, the glue's right there. This one. This is the one I was thinking. Maybe something like that. Actually, it's the wrong way around. Something like that. And let's see what that looks like with the signature inside. So, what do you guys think? It's funny, I can never visualize things properly if there's things hanging off the end like that. Have to block them. No, I don't think so, and I don't want this strip of paper there either. Okay, I do know that I want some lace down the middle, so I'm going to get that sorted. And I know the exact one that I want, so just bear with me for 2 moments. Oops. While I very quickly grab that. There was me thinking it was after disappearing on me. I was about to start cursing. But I found it. This is my gold box of ribbons and trims and things like that. And the ribbon I want to use, actually it's more of a lace than a ribbon actually. So why I keep saying ribbon. Oh. is this one. They are very pretty. There are two types, so I'm just going to have a look at the other one. Ooh. I have them all balled up here together. There's some offcuts of it. I appear to have just the one. Oh no, there we have it. There we go. It's got roses on it. I knew it. Okay. You're getting a right look into my my stash and how I organise it today. I have all my ribbons and trims all organised into the different colours in their own little boxes. So I know that when I need a particular colour I can go for one box and I'll usually find what I'm looking for in there. Makes it easier. I won't say it's perfect, but it does make it easier for me. It seems to be working for me so far. The only issue I have with it is that sometimes I can end up with all of them on my desk. Okay, so we have beautiful little roses on here. So I am going to, just for now, just to see, oops, just to see what it's going to look like. Won't that be pretty? That's going to be so pretty. Yeah, awesome. And I will put it down over the, will I? Maybe not. I will put it down over the pocket and I will just slice it like I did with the paper over here. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Should probably have done all of this prior to gluing up that pocket, but we can work around it. Now we're all set up. New glue, everything. Now I'm going to put the glue on the back of the lace. Just try and avoid some of the mess. Trying to figure out which way is which. I think this is the back. So there are some nice solid pieces in the lace here. Just put it along the edge as well, just try and get that stuck down. Not too worried if the edges don't stick down. That can be quite nice too. But we'll see. Just get it in all those solid pieces and that should be good enough. With regards to slicing this, I'm wondering, am I better off to do it now? Not much wondering, I'm just doing it, aren't I? And this is how I make mistakes. Okay, I'm going to use my ruler to keep it relatively in place anyway. I'm going to try very hard to not split through anything past the actual lace. So I'm pressing quite lightly, hoping that my blade is just sharp enough to go through that fabric. It really does not appear to be. That may be a flaw in my thinking, guys. Okay, let's get a scissors under it before it dries. Okay. Now Now, because I had it all in place anyway, that should look pretty seamless. Yeah. There's a little bit of trimming up here. And a little bit of trimming down here. Just the tiniest bit. Now, beautiful. That is going to look all kinds of awesome. Love it. It's just so pretty. I've been hoarding this lace for a long time. I have used some of it, but I really pick it. I mean, I could use it everywhere. I could use it on absolutely every project that I do because it is just so pretty. But I stop myself doing that because it's so precious. Oh, we all have things like that, don't we? Okay. So, that's the cover. I'm still not okay with bending this over, so go. I am going to put some sort of a plate up here as well. I'm not sure what I will put into the plate yet or how I will do it, but there will be a plate going on there. I'm destroying glue. So that I think is that done for now anyway. I don't plan on doing anything. I haven't anything else planned in my head for that, so we shall see. So let's have a look at some of the pages. Like I said, I have already done a pocket in here. This needs to be backed onto something, and I had said that I was going to print one of those pages onto card and I forgot to do it, but no matter. So let's see what ephemera we have. I'm going to cut out some of these pockets, even just one, just to check out where they'll be situated on the pages, with the size of my pages. Aren't they so cute? They're so tiny. So tiny. Why do we love tiny things so much? I mean, we just go, ah, when we see tiny things. And I know I'm not alone in that one. Okay, I'm nearly done, I promise. Get the one out, just so that we can see. Okay, that's going to be on the inside anyway, so it's not going to matter. Fold them over. They're just so adorable. So adorable. Ta-da! And you have a teeny tiny, oh, so adorable, cutesy pocket. Go that way, which I don't particularly like. I do like them that way. It would belong on a side page like this. But how cute! How adorable is that? And I know she does do tiny tags. Yes, these tiny tags actually fit into these tiny pockets as well. Look at those. Look at them. So fabulous. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there for today. We finished off our cover on the inside, and I'm going to go and have a think about what I want to do with the ephemera and things like that. I may do some decorating in the meantime, and we'll come back and see what we have the next day. Okay guys, have a fabulous week, and I will talk to you guys soon. Don't forget to put a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!